Hello, BlizzCon. It's hard to believe that we're already more than halfway through. BlizzCon is an event that I wish could last the whole week. During yesterday's opening ceremony, Aaron showed off a few things the team is working on.
Later, Exaldic. I'm gonna enter Exaldic. Give it a heads up.
It feels great being up here with these brilliant people, working on all of the fantastic things coming soon to Overwatch 2.
Bye-bye.
I'd like to kick things off this session with a quick intro. I've been Overwatch franchise GM since November 2021. While I spent most of my first year as executive producer of Overwatch 2, I'm now focused on guiding Overwatch at the franchise level. Way back in 2013, and early in my Blizzard career, the company made the decision to move forward with a project codenamed Prometheus. I remember sitting in the room that day and seeing the look of wonder in the eyes of everyone around the table. It wasn't about numbers or dev schedules. No.
So much build-up.
The room was created by imagination of the adventures to come in the Overwatch universe.
Walter, what are you talking about?
I had a similar feeling again at BlizzCon in 2014. I sat in the crowd at opening ceremony, and I literally held my breath as the announcement of Overwatch approached. And that Overwatch logo came up at the end of the first ever cinematic. The love in the hall felt as close to tangible as I've ever experienced. Since then, we've shared Overwatch as team-based PvP in the original game and now in Overwatch 2.
Okay, we're building up.
And we also shared stories about our heroes in our cinematic pieces, comics, and short stories. But there are more stories to tell and brand new experiences, big and small, to share in the future. As GM, I'm leading the exploration to push the frontiers of Overwatch and to reach beyond. But today, we're very excited to talk about the cool things coming to Overwatch 2. We're going to show you stuff that's very much work in progress, and perhaps tell you things that would make marketing nervous. But we really want to give you as much visibility as we can into the future of the game. Before I hand it off to my teammates, I have some high-level context on where we're taking Overwatch 2 and our goals for the next year.
Next year.
We're focused on giving the millions of players in our game each day the very best PvP experience we can. While we'll be mixing in PvE events and modes and progressing storytelling, our main goal for Overwatch 2 is striving to make PvP gameplay more rewarding and more fun.
More rewarding, more fun.
For today, our intention is to focus primarily on how we are aiming to improve those elements of the game that we know are important to so many of you. To go through it all, we have members of our fantastic team here. I'd like to hand it off to Game Director Aaron Keller to introduce them.
Let's go.
Thank you, Walter. And hello, BlizzCon.
Hello, Aaron.
Yeah, so we are excited to share as many of the exciting things that our team has been working on as we can. I'm Aaron, and I am joined by our lead character concept artist, Daryl Tan, game producer, Monica Lee,
Hi, game
Associate
producer.
Art Director, Peter Lee, hello, and Senior System Designer, Gavin Winter.
Please Winter in chat from time to time.
Let's kick things off and get into it.
Let's go.
Peter, can you talk to us about Clash?
All right.
Clash.
Hello, BlizzCon. I wish I have a Chris Metzen voice. What up, BlizzCon? Focus. All right. As you can see, I am super excited to be here and share some of the content that we prepared, especially for Clash map. So before I jump in, let me share a cool video with you guys.
Okay, video.
So can we play the video?
Thank you.
All right. Is this map looks familiar to everyone?
I had nightmares with this map.
Hanamura
2CP.
is one of my favorite map. We'll talk more about that. But before I jump in,
Wait, it's so
everything
changed.
we are going to see today is very work in progress.
Looks like a
And
Valiant
as a matter
map.
of fact, we were making a lot of changes even this week also. So please look at this screenshots and videos and concepts as that inside of your mind.
That big building in the back looks pretty familiar too.
I think that looks awesome, and we'll talk more about that. So our original 2CP maps were absolutely gorgeous. However, due to challenges we had with the 2CP mode, we had to remove some of those iconic maps, from our rotation, including Hanamura. They're
looks
beautiful, lots of beautiful maps in our game. Yet Hanamura in particular, place in our hearts for many reasons. Let me share my story. When you are trying to create a world that no one has seen before, there's a little bit of uncertainty and a lot of question, as you can imagine. Am I doing it right? What is the world that we are trying to build, Aaron? And as what Chris Messon mentioned yesterday, sometimes very epic thing can start with a small heartfelt moment. And this is the perfect example. I still remember the day that I created this concept. I was walking down the back alley of the Japan street with the Google map, and I got obsessed about a small mom and pop store, and I loved it. And I was thinking, yes, let's expand this world with our lens. It was a magical moment that I cannot forget. Just like that, Hanamura was one of the first locations that really made the team feel, this is it. This is Overwatch. Yes, we can build this world. Our vision of this universe instantly became clear. So after we retired some of those iconic maps, we have wanted to find a way to bring them back, because Hanamura is loved and known to our players and to our characters. Also, there were so many stories that we had developed around this city, right? So, now with this new Clash mode, it was our perfect opportunity to bring our Hanamura back. However, the big question was, how can we do this without making it feel artificial? Considering we did not want to remove the original location from our game.
Okay.
Instead, we wanted to
probably add a new points. You work some of the old points?
Because identity is so important in our game. So we made a new section of Hanamura, a street right next to the original map. And we named our map Hanaoka, meaning flower hill.
Flower hill.
Picture the image, right?
Sounds beautiful.
When you play this map, you can even see some
Oh,
section
wait,
of
I know where
the
this is.
original Hanamura, the map in the backdrop.
Wait, that's above the spawn, first point.
In this screenshot, there is a famous Rikimaru ramen shop, and you can see the gate right behind it, right?
We all know what that gate is.
Hey, what the fuck? I heard Olaf yeah. very weirdly, Chad. Give me a second.
Yeah. So, when you play this game, you should be able to tell where you are roughly. During this process, we also made a few new assets that can hint at the stories of Shimada
Okay, I'm
clan
back, sorry.
and
No,
the
no, no.
Hashimoto
Then was
clan,
checking up on him.
Also, Kiriko's a yokai
He meowed
group,
very
and
oddly,
many
thought
others.
something happened, but he just took
As
a
an
shit.
example, what you're seeing on the screen, the tiger represents Hashimoto clan, and the dragon represents the Shimada clan in our story. So we created this a new wall painting, so subtly melting
stay
the
outside.
story into our
I'm not gonna let him in.
environment. I don't know if you can feel it, but every step and decision we made for this Hanaoka map was pretty exciting personally as a fanboy. And I hope this map also makes you excited as well.
Yeah,
Can't
that
wait to see
joy
it.
That,
Thought I put a lot of work into it.
that joy that Peter and his team have put into the Hanaoka map really is infectious. And we're very excited for players that loved Hanamura to re-experience it, and for players that are new to feel that wonder for the first time.
2CP.
All of our maps are these beautiful works, and Hanaoka pushes that even further. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Let's get some claps.
Yeah, so Clash, it's the third new game mode that we've made for Overwatch 2.
clap.
The third new game mode we've made for all of Overwatch after Push and Flashpoint. I think it's probably important to go into a bit of why we even make new game modes for Overwatch. We think it's really important to always be developing new maps.
Let go?
And we put out several of them every year, but
Oh,
each
wait,
time
is
we
this the
do
center
it,
point,
when
like
we
the
build
second-
a map for a
second
known
point of
game
Hanamura?
mode, one that we already have,
Hanaoka now?
we can only make so many changes to that map. Like an escort map, it's always going to have 3 sections, and we use really hard corners in those to provide choke points for the offense to get through. We try to provide as much variety in those, but we really can't make something completely
One lane League of
different
Legends mode?
until we start working on an
Just about the
entirely
spawns.
new type of objective, entirely new types of game modes. Like if
What
you
the
look at
spawn's gonna be
something
looking like?
one of our escort maps like Dorado, and then you compare that to something like
Yeah,
our
then that's what I was
Flashpoint map,
thinking.
like
Maybe we just
Surabasa,
like
you can see
banning.
those are very
So-
different
so they get a message.
levels, and they provide different
Stop being a good chat.
different type of gameplay experience too. There's different strategies when you play on different types of game
Good ban,
modes.
Zildig.
There's different heroes and team compositions that you might want to pick. So we think it's really important for us to continue to do that. I don't know how long we'll continually make like a new game mode every year, but we're not at the point where we think we ought to stop yet. And so let's talk a little bit about the history of Clash and the history of 5CP, because Clash has 5 control points laid out in a row. This is not the first time the Overwatch team has tried to make a 5CP map. We originally started making it for Volskaya. Volskaya Heavy Industries started as a 5CP map. Our early prototypes were of that. And we had like 5 control points laid out in a row. And originally we called it Iron Star. These images right here were pieces that Peter did a long time ago as we were working on Iron Star. And I think you did these when we were on Project Titan before Overwatch, right?
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, how old are these images, do you think?
I don't exactly recall, but I like it. It looks cool.
Like maybe 2010 or something like that. And so we even
13
had
years ago.
5CP maps on Project Titan that we were doing. And we even had a variant of it that was a 3CP map. And when you look at 3CP, where there's like a point in the middle and one on each side, it's almost like a symmetrical version
Please no
of
3CP.
Assault, or what the community would call
Thank you,
2CP
Suck.
for Overwatch. I'm assuming most of you know what it is. If you're new to Overwatch 2 and didn't play the original game, 2CP was a game mode where there was an offense and a defense, and the offense would try to capture 2 control points.
And
in
what
a
was the
row.
problem with it?
And we had a lot of issues with 2CP that we were never really able to solve. And the 2 biggest ones, they're related to each other.
Capture
The
points.
offense sometimes would just get stalled
Wait,
out.
they're
at
in a
the first
straight
choke point
line?
in an assault map. And the way those maps were designed, because there's only 2 objectives, we
That's
really
captured
favored the
aim point by
defense from a level
standing
design
on
point
it.
of view. But sometimes the offense would make no progress in the map. Time would
Excuse
run out, they
you?
would lose. It felt like the match had like no story to it, almost like nothing even
How is this gonna
happened
play
over
out?
the course of that game. And on the other side, sometimes because Overwatch can be a game that
Tug of War
snowballs
5
a bit,
CP.
the offense would get an
How is
early
this gonna
pick,
play
they'd
out?
win a team fight, instantly take the first point. They'd all have their ults, run to point B.
Wait, let me let Olaf in the
wipe
room.
out the enemy
I'm still
team,
hearing
and then,
chat,
like,
okay?
win the
I
whole
still have
game
the
or the
headset on.
round if it was competitive, and they could do all of this in under a minute.
30 seconds sometimes.
And yeah, in 30 seconds in like the most extreme examples. And it just felt like on the defense, you had like no opportunity to respond to that. Like
I don't play
the
TF2.
answer was like, you shouldn't have one person die
much. I don't
very
remember
early
this.
in the match, you know? And it's like, it didn't work. So we spent months and months trying to fix it. And we never were really able to come up with something that worked that didn't require us to completely rebuild some of those maps. One of the things we did try was we like greatly expanded the cap time for those control points. It's like
If it's
over
linear
a minute
flashpoint, all
to
I can think
take
about
in
is
some of the time.
Bam heroes.
There was some promise. There was a
That's all I
lot
can
of
think
fun,
about.
but
Spam,
the way
spam,
those
spam,
maps
spam,
are
spam.
built, defending a point from the defense never really worked. The map geometry didn't really like let that happen in like a fluid way, but we kind of always kept that in the back of our mind. So when we started to develop Clash, we thought of some of those experiments because we knew the community had a love for Assault, a love for 2CP, because when it played right, it was pretty amazing. Like I really loved Assault. And so we started thinking of a version of it, maybe it's not a successor, but at least some of the mechanics were inspired by.
Wait, when do you
2CP.
win? When you cap all
And
5
so
of
we
them?
started working on Clash, and so I can get into a bit of the rules and the way Clash works. That I guess was the preamble for the way.
And if you don't
Clash
cap all 5 of
works.
them, when do you win?
I was a history major. I always like go into the past before I get to the future. Sorry. So yeah, so there are 5 control points.
Can it
and
be
in
over like a
the start
minute?
of the game, each team owns the 2
There's a
control
time
points
limit,
that
okay.
are closest to their side of the map, and the middle point is the neutral control point. That's the one that both teams are going to fight over. For all the people here at BlizzCon, you can think of it as BlizzCon. Point C is the Overwatch World Cup. The arena over here is point A, and the Warcraft section is point E, all the way down at the other end of the halls. The center control point is going to unlock, and both teams fight over that. When one team captures that, a new control
yes,
point
we get a
is going
reference.
to
Yeah,
unlock
exactly.
in the direction that the offense is moving. If you've played other multiplayer games with 5CP, typically those have 2 control points active at any time.
Okay.
We don't do it here. We just have 1 at a time. Every time we've tried to make more than 1 objective active for Overwatch, the game just doesn't work the same as it does. Like some of the magic is gone. The magic of Overwatch is 2 teams working together for a common objective, and the heroes sort of like relying on each other to do that. In this example, point D would unlock. If Team 1 were to take point D, they would, then point E would unlock. And if they were to actually go all the way through and capture point E, then Team 1 would win. It doesn't happen that often. It's very defensive favor at that point. It even takes longer to capture as the offense. And so typically this match starts moving back and forth, and the offense will push a certain distance, and then they won't take the next point. The defense will take it, and then the defense starts moving. So it almost feels a little bit like 2CP, but you're moving back and forth.
We all
across
get
the
gold.
map.
This surely will be
Each
fun.
of these
Yeah,
points,
well,
when
we'll
you take one,
see.
your team will score a point. So we do have.
I want
to
to know if you're gonna have like a lot of cover.
Sometimes
when you're gonna go from
5CP
point to
can
point. If it's just gonna be like,
into these
I mean, of
hour-long
course it's overly
matches where
simplified,
nobody's able
but
to push all the way
I'm afraid that
through.
heroes that
That's our early out
are
in
good at
this
spamming
phase
long
where
range,
You get to a certain score. We're still
Hanzo,
doing that right now, but you'll hit a certain
will
score,
probably be really good
and then
at
your
this.
team will also win right
if
there.
it's like in a straight
Aaron,
line,
this
you
is
know?
our sweatiest game mode
No
yet.
damage
Some
fall
people
off.
on the team say that this is like the sweatiest version of Overwatch because you
Like,
do
push
move
to
back
CP.
and forth a
see.
lot. You have a lot of moments where there's a lot less chokes in a map like this. We don't have the same sort of chokes that 2CP did. So there's
So I'm in
a
bunker
lot of
around the
free
good main
movement
tank
back and forth,
for
and there's a lot
mobility
of
and
cool
solo play.
strategies you can have.
Yeah, I wanted to.
You know you're going to take a point sometimes, and you start pushing your team forward to start just
sure,
getting a
why
positional
not?
advantage on the next one. It can be really fun.
Yeah, something I really like about this process that we were developing this game, like not like we wait a long time before we finalize anything, and like we were just like quickly building it and
I still can't believe
rocking
that's
it out
C9.
and put it in the game and test it and get the feedback and fix it and re-put it in the game. So that kind of collaboration between our team members was a very
I've never seen a
meaningful
C9
and,
like
in a
that.
way, very similar to this,
What's
the
C9?
latest game mode.
What's C9?
The fast pace.
There's still one What's C9. I don't know.
It's like
Maybe they
really
did it on
interesting to
purpose.
think about, like the team really came together for this. Our
I think
team
in the
has
finals,
grown
nobody's
a lot
leaving the
over
payload.
years. We have a lot of new people.
Everybody's
on the
gonna
Overwatch
stay
team,
on the
and this is the first time
payload.
that we've actually created a new game mode from scratch with all new people on the team. Gavin Winter was a part of it. The level designer on it, Morton, he wasn't on the original Overwatch, and so these people like really came together. And it's like this new team, this new group of people that were able to pull this off. And I'm like so proud of all of them to be able to do something like this.
Clap, chat. Clap, 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 clap.
Okay, so that's Clash. And we're going to talk a lot more about PvP changes coming to the game and heroes. But before we get into that, Monica, can you get into some of the PvE updates that are coming?
PvE
Yeah,
updates?
super excited to be here chatting with you guys.
Okay.
PvE encompasses so many different things, and we are working on some really fun stuff for next year. For most of it, we don't have any specifics that we can share just yet. I know I'm a monster, I'm sorry. But it's really
What can you
awesome
tell
to
us?
see how invested people are and what's going to happen with the Overwatch story, both canon and non-canon, with the heroes and the universe. The team has received some really great feedback from players that we're going through, and we're using all of that to inform how we develop all of the cool stuff coming next. But for
Okay.
right now, I'm really excited to share some major updates coming in Season 8 for Hero Mastery.
Season 8 Hero
The thing that
Mastery?
I really love about Overwatch is that it isn't just one thing, there is something for everyone.
I
For
didn't do
folks
the
that wanted
latest
a
one.
solo challenge and leaderboard experience,
The
we
winter
introduced
one, I
Hero
think. I
Mastery
didn't do
this
it.
past September.
Did you do it?
It's been so much fun for us to see players in the courses trying to top their previous scores and get better, so we're really excited to expand the roster of playable heroes.
Hero Mastery, no, no, yes, nope.
That's too OP. Coming in Season 8, we'll have 5 new heroes joining Hero Mastery.
Okay.
Those will
Ana.
be Diva, Echo, Genji, Lucio, and Mei.
Lucio, bro! I suck at Lucio. 5 heroes, though. Those are a lot. I want to try
Plus, we're
Genji.
also excited to have leaderboard resets go live with this update, and we'll also be
I suck at
introducing
Lucio.
replay
I'm not even
bookmarks
gonna
so you can
complete it.
rewatch parts of your gameplay and look for areas to improve your score.
What?
I really
What is this
enjoyed,
advanced
Hero
vote give you
Mastery.
strategy?
Personally, as a being a support
Greg, you still
main,
awake?
I don't support mains.
Yeah, of course.
As a being a
hello
support
there.
main, I don't get to play the tank too much. Like I wanted to, expand my hero roster, but I didn't have a proper introduction to that role. So Hero Mastery was the perfect opportunity for me to jump in and practice my skill. And especially when I
Business
was
team is talking about
doing
Ganky.
that
What,
with the
what are you
Reinhardt.
talking about, bro? This is live. This
was
is for me.
such a
If you're watching like
great
from other
moment
streams,
for,
I
me
live
to
probably
learn
more than
the,
10,000
the
kilometers
control
away
of,
if you see
the
like
charge,
streams in
when to
front.
charge, when,
The
how to
connection, the
stop,
internet,
how
it has to
early should I
travel.
stop?
This is the internet.
So that was just,
It has to
a
travel
very
from
fun
USA to
moment
Romania. I
that
cannot
had
fix
with Hero
geography.
Mastery.
Are you a top 500 Reinhardt
It doesn't
now?
work like that. If these,
Close. Soon.
Hey, when does the next
Keeping
game
with the
start?
philosophy of having something for everyone,
I think 30 minutes.
We don't want to limit the Hero Mastery
30?
experience for folks who want to play with their
Yeah, they're gonna be
friends
talking
or
about
maybe
gangs
meet new
soon.
ones in game. For me,
They are?
Overwatch has been a
Soon.
social game, and we're really looking forward to bringing that into Hero Mastery next year with Hero Mastery
just fix the
Gauntlet.
geography. Just fix physics.
This new 3-player co-op mode features the Hero Mastery art kit, bots, and all new gameplay that is focused on enemy waves and tower defense. We have some work-in-progress footage up here where you could see the 3 gauntlet towers, which are our
Tower
objective
defense.
points. The goal for the team is to defend the towers from attacking bots.
Wait,
There'll be
Alexandru,
exploding
that's a
bots,
Romanian
flying
name.
Bots, all sort of varieties there.
Wait a
And
minute.
it's really fun to challenge juggling the defense of 3 towers,
Eliminate
with
training
different kinds of
bots.
bots and different ways to power
Huh.
up. And so as a result, you want to make sure that you are defending really well in your towers, getting power-ups on all of them. There's airstrikes that you could call
Romanian
in if you're being
detected,
swarmed by
Alexandru,
bots, or
playing
you can
Faga.
generate healing for the
I gotta do it with
entire team.
Alexandru now.
This is awesome. As I just shared, like I had a lot of fun with the Hero Mastery.
Alexandru is
right?
also Greek. I didn't
But,
know that.
like, now you can play Hero Mastery.
Probably one of the
plus,
devs, maybe.
I'm a big fan of like a tower defense mode. And like you can do that with your friends. Yeah.
Yep, and
I am
there's
gonna enjoy
leaderboards
that.
for this too. So
Let's see how it's gonna feel,
There's
you
gonna
know?
be like a crazy race.
Gonna
when
give
this
it a
one
chance.
comes out. It's really
Multiplayer
hard,
mastery, yeah,
too. It's a
similar.
great thing.
Yeah, I played it recently, and my 2 of my towers just went down immediately. Gotta practice some more.
Yeah, but how it was spelled, I
On
mean.
Monday, we were doing a stream on J3's stream, and someone in the chat asked, would we ever do a tower defense mode? And I said, that is very interesting.
Interesting you asked that. When Gauntlet ships, we're gonna have heroes rotate seasonally, and we're also gonna have new custom rewards from challenges.
Okay.
We really want each game to feel highly replayable
rewards.
and really unique, so we're really excited for you all to jump into Gauntlet with your friends next year.
Okay, next year, not this season. This one. Okay, cool. Cool. I like to do that.
It's going to be super, super fun. Okay, so we've heard just a little bit of feedback on our competitive system since we did a rework last year. And we've listened to all of it. It's important for
Here we
us
go.
to
Please,
to
good
hear what
gang
you all
changes,
have
please.
to say. So we've been hard at work on a pretty big overhaul to it. And Gavin is here to
Let's
to
go,
talk us through it.
Blizzard Winter. Let's go, Gavin.
First, I want to tell you about our approach to improving competitive play. So, as most of you know, we have some big problems to solve. We're not
Oh.
transparent about how we construct our matches, how
Okay.
your rank is determined,
Okay.
or how our rewards function. Most of you have all the golden weapons you'd ever want, so giving you competitive
Do you
points
have
doesn't feel great.
All the golden weapons?
And since we launched Overwatch
Yeah.
2, we've had issues with
Me
the
too.
way players are distributed at our highest and lowest ranks. But thankfully, though, these problems make our goals pretty straightforward. We need to put more feedback in the game about every aspect of competitive that we can. We need new rewards and improved clarity around how to get them.
Chat, I wanted to
And we
say
need
that Gavin's
address the
such a
pain
good
points.
speaker,
Things
and
like
at that
how bad it
moment,
feels to be on a loss streak.
I jinxed him. It was perfect.
So, yeah.
Still going really well. Wait, that's gone!
We've heard that a lot. We've definitely heard that a lot.
Thank you.
It doesn't feel good to have 14 losses. in a row.
No. So in Season
Yep.
9, we're introducing a variety of changes to competitive play.
I'm scared.
First, we're removing the requirement to get 5 wins or 15 losses to get a competitive update. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Everybody's so excited for this.
Oh my god, it only
You know,
took a
loss
year and a
streaks would
half to
guarantee
just
that you were
click
gonna
the
rank
reverse
down,
button.
So what's the incentive to keep playing if you're on one? In its place, we're adding a new page that makes your rank more transparent than ever.
Esag.
Let's go.
Esag.
We
New
call
page.
this the competitive overview. With this new system, your rank will update after every match, win or loss. The progress bar at the bottom shows exactly how much your rank increased after this win. You can see that ranking up to Plat 5 is on the right.
I think
and
I've
ranking
seen a
down to
system
Gold
like this
2 is on the
before.
left.
And when you
What?
hit that, so when you win a game and it hits Plat 5, you immediately rank up to Plat 5. You're not waiting extra games to do something like that. It just happens.
Yeah.
Where did you see it,
yeah.
Kagi?
That your rank goes up or down after each game.
Yeah.
So we call those green arrows below that progress bar rank
Let me think.
modifiers.
Let me think.
They show why your rank
Overwatch
changed the way
1.
it did.
Out there.
Since we want to be as precise as possible. So these are explained in detail by the information button on this page, but an example here is streak. This one means you ranked up even more because you're on a win streak. We'll talk about that.
Wait,
smaller
I am
progress
confused
bar in the
about
top right
something.
in a
It says
moment.
gold
But
2 and
as
then
you
it
can see
shows
at the
plat
bottom,
5.
We've also added a link that takes you straight to the final scoreboard.
Yeah, and there's
That's because if
there's
it goes
also
down,
a rank
he's
progress.
gold 1 right now. If it goes
might
down,
be
he
hard to read. It's a little
goes
bit
to gold
small
2. If
on
it
the
goes up,
screen,
it
but
goes.
it's right
Oh,
above
they
that
have
bar
gold
right
1
there.
now,
And right now it
actually.
says your rank
Oh.
progress is 85%. So you can see
Oh.
you're
Pepega
exactly
clap streamer, stop it, chat. Stop
85% of
Pepega
the way
clapping,
to
please.
The next rank. There's a lot
It was
of people,
confusing, shut up.
When we get feedback, a lot of people were asking us to bring SR back. It was the
Nice.
system that we had on Overwatch 1. And we did have a few issues with SR. And,
It's hurting me.
maybe, like 2 of the biggest ones are one, it was a very arbitrary number to just say you were 2374.
Arbitrary. 2374. Everybody knows
Right.
about 2374.
And it does, like we recognize it does take on meaning
Okay.
after a while for people that are playing with it. What we're hoping here is that you're gold 1 and you're 85. You're 85% of the way through gold 1.
Gold
and
1,
that,
85.
That actually has more meaning for the vast majority
Plat
of
2,
players.
67.
And also at the same time, the difference between a gold 3 and a gold 4 sometimes is just, it's like less than 4 wins away from each other. And so that wasn't necessarily conveyed very well through
I like
the
this
SR
more.
system. We
Definitely.
really like having these divisions in there,
Yeah.
and we really
This
want
is
people to know
better.
precisely where they are in that division. And so that's the reason we went this way.
Way better than the
Obviously,
system that we have now.
we listen to feedback. You know, like the system can evolve over time, but this is where it's at right now.
You love what's next. Stop only because you're gonna give me spoilers. I'm gonna remove sub only later.
When
No
we launch
spoilers.
Season 9, we'll also be resetting ranks and bringing placements back to Overwatch 2. So this isn't a full MMR reset, but it will give you a chance to make a big change to your rank.
Jesus Christ.
Because the placement games will count for a lot more.
They're just going back
We wanna
to
do that
everything they
every
had a
year,
year and a half
along
ago.
with some big changes to our systems and hero balance. We want to give everyone a chance to earn a new rank.
We have
because we'll
placements.
also be redistributing players at all ranks. Those of you in Bronze 5, Silver 5, and Silver 4 know how hard it can be to rank up in our current system, and we
Okay.
can fix that with the redistribution. Those of you in Grandmaster 1 also know that we have more Grandmasters than we ever did in Overwatch 1. So, as part of this redistribution, we're also adding a new rank above Grandmaster called Ultimate.
Ultimate!
We want to update our competitive rewards every year, too.
Ultimate!
So in Season 9, we'll be adding Emerald Weapons.
Oh.
Emerald
Now, this start's
weapons!
not final, but hopefully it gives you an idea of the types of rewards we want to add each new year.
I need those emerald Zenyatta balls.
Emerald
So cool.
weapons.
Oh my god.
So when we add Emerald Weapons, we'll convert all of our current competitive points into a legacy currency that you can still spend on golden weapons if you want. But to show these off, you'll need to earn competitive points in the new season.
Yeah, and I think what's like really exciting about this, I love the new redesign, but there is this annual cadence that we are trying to bring into the competitive side in Overwatch.
I'm a bit
And
confused.
I know when we first launched Overwatch 2, the seasonal reset
Ultimate.
and
I
placement
wanna get
was,
Ultimate
was
rating.
very
So
controversial.
wait, after Ultimate you
but
have
this is
top
going
500.
along with a whole set
Yeah, I
of,
assume so.
additional rewards, a redistribution of players across the ranks. And we think that initial set of placements
Chat, let them
now
cook.
is worth it. To
New
get everything
rewards,
else
at least
we've
that.
got. And it's also like a really exciting moment for players to look forward to on an annual basis.
Yeah, every 2 months was probably way too often.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to solving our problems. We know that the competitive challenges page was really confusing, and that was the only place to see how to earn our rewards. So
Okay.
we're removing competitive challenges and building a new page to show progress towards seasonal rewards.
Where is it?
We think this page is a much cleaner way to show
Yeah.
rewards and the
I can understand
requirements to get
something
them.
now.
You may have also noticed that smaller progress bar in the top right again. Instead of our old end-of-season challenges that rewarded
This is
competitive
good.
points based on your final rank, wins
Way
and
better.
losses both progress you
Clean.
towards big payouts of competitive points. But just like our current weekly challenges, wins grant a lot of bonus progress. And another small improvement we're going to make is showing the range of ranks in the match instead of
The
just the
range
average.
of
You can see that in the
ranks.
top left.
Okay. Top left over here.
We're also planning a lot of bigger changes after Season 9, like with grouping and competitive, for example.
But spots in top 500?
We want players to be able to play with their friends, so we'll be removing most of our current grouping restrictions. To do that, though, we have to rethink how we make competitive matches. So if you're a diamond player and you want to group with your bronze friend, we'll allow that, but we'll classify your group as a wide group. You'll only
Wide
play against
group.
other wide groups. And we'll try to find groups with a similar shape as yours. So if you're a diamond
Wide
tank and
matchmaking.
your friend is a bronze support, We'll try to find another diamond tank and bronze support for the other team.
They're embracing the meme!
As you probably guessed, the existence of wide groups also means we'll have narrow groups. And this is great as a solo player because you'll only ever play with narrow groups or other solos. So we expect to see some big improvements to match quality for solo players.
Okay. So I can play with bronze.
I'm kind of excited because I used to
Interesting.
play Overwatch with my kids,
Interesting.
but they're teenagers and they just started getting better than me. And my oldest ended up becoming masters, and we couldn't even group together anymore. So now with this new system,
So I
they'll
made
have to
Gavin
find
change the
another
entire
excuse
grouping
to
system
not
so I can
play.
actually play with.
Yeah, literal skill issue.
Beforehand,
Another win is this gives us fewer Smurfs.
with a GM4
Since the
Smurf.
only way to
Now
avoid
they
avoid
duo
our current
queue
grouping
with a
restrictions
bronze
right now
5
to
Smurf.
Play with your friends is to create new accounts.
Yeah, but they're gonna
You
play
won't
against
do
another
that
bronze 5 Smurf.
Cool.
Well,
Okay,
Right?
so
that's granted that
that's the
that
update
bronze
on
5 is
the
smurfing.
competitive system, and
True.
you can't play comp without heroes. And I know we teased a few heroes in opening ceremony yesterday. And Daryl's team has created some amazing concept art to show for some of those heroes. Take it away.
All right.
Wait, can you 5-stack SGM?
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Creating
Wait, can you 5-stack? Is that a narrow group? Or same grouping restrictions?
Such a visually unique and beautiful game like Overwatch 2 takes a lot of
No, I
time
don't think
and
so.
iteration. In the Malga Deep Dive panel yesterday, the team went through some of these processes, from coming up with a hero idea, to drawing the concept art, to the modeling, then building their abilities, then actually putting it all into the game. We have a bunch of hero ideas and concepts always brewing. And during the opening ceremony, Aaron teased 2 of these heroes, so let's get into them.
Okay.
Next year, we'll be releasing 3 new heroes: a tank, a support, and a damage hero. Internally,
Okay.
we are already testing all 3 of these heroes in their various states.
And more. We're
DPS
testing more heroes.
And
I'm
more.
sorry.
And more!
Always more.
So
Even though they're
DPS
already
first,
undergoing
support,
testing, we aren't
then
ready
tank
to
in
show all 3 of
December,
them
I
just
guess.
yet.
If they're gonna respect the same
hero
cadence.
coming in season 14 is far enough that we're gonna keep that work to ourselves for now.
Okay.
I have to stress
The support.
that a lot can still change this far out, including abilities and even their in-game models. But here is what we can show you. In Season 12, the next support hero will be released. Currently known on the development team by the codename Space Ranger.
Oh my god!
She will be our first hero for the Mars colony.
She's so cute. I love her so much.
Oh my god, Burst Fire Smite SMG?
We aren't quite ready to show her in action just yet, but we do have some early concept art of what she currently looks like. Yeah. I won't dive into her kit either, but she's a highly mobile support hero who has quite a bit of vertical mobility. To that end, she has no lack of thrusters on her suits and all over her boots as well. And when we say that things
Okay.
are still changing, Space Ranger is a perfect example. Her gun has already changed from what we're showing here. Not only that, but as production moves along,
Okay,
we will
jetpack
inevitably
maybe,
run into
yeah.
Other elements on her design we'll have to iterate on. When we fully reveal her for Season 12, we can talk about all the changes we made to her from the early drawings that you guys see over here to the final model and the final concept.
I'm excited. I'm
So,
excited.
Space Ranger likes battling her foes from air and space.
Air
How
and
about
space.
a hero now
Flying
that
support?
battles from under the ground? In Season 10, you'll get to play as our newest damage hero, Venture.
What?
They are our second and a half Canadian hero. People often
Under the
forget
ground?
Sarah is half Canadian, myself included.
I'm half Canadian too.
The fantasy we're going for with Venture is that of a swashbuckling archaeologist. They have an unquenchable thirst for past treasures and hidden secrets, and will go any which way to get to them. And for Venture, that way is often down. Venture uses their powerful drill to dig through the map to attack the opposing team.
Excuse
Because
you?
This drill was so complex in its moving pieces, right? And has a lot of cylindrical geometry. Cajun Wang, our senior concept artist who worked
Wait,
on Venture,
they're gonna be going
decided to employ
under the
3D
map?
modeling early in the ideation phases, even for the weapon.
They're gonna
And now, I'll
dig
pass it
under the
over to
map?
Aaron to show you guys some of how this
How is that gonna
works.
work?
Yeah, okay, so we have some early gameplay footage of Venture
Show us.
from a recent playtest.
What can go wrong with that? Incoming bugs,
Here we go.
100%.
This is the loading screen. We always
Wait,
do
did you see
those
the
kinda
image
like
with-
silly little portraits. One of our artists, Taki, does those
Okay.
before the they're ready.
Wait, what is happening?
Burrowing underground is kind of
Oh
amazing.
my God.
So they can like burst up out of the ground, do additional damage, has vertical mobility to it. They move around the map really well. This weapon is amazing. It shoots
This
a projectile
looks so
out a
cool.
set distance and it explodes right there. It's like it's really nice because it
Rek'Sai.
can keep
Not like
even around the
Kindred.
corners
Rek'Sai.
of that
Rek'Sai was
thing
doing this.
when they duck out of the way.
I dig
The
it.
dig also, it like the most important
this?
part of this is it makes you
Going out of the
invulnerable, you know?
ground.
So it's like you can't be
DPS
hit
hero?
when you're underground.
Yes!
It's a great
This is
way
gonna be the newest
escape.
DPS.
It's also a great way to get in close to
Jesus
players. You pop up like that, and then you have a dash as well. And so the dash, you can do it in the air. You can dash underground if you want to when you're moving. It's all around just like a really, really fun kit to use. We have this this idea or this goal that we try to do with heroes on
150
Overwatch.
HP.
And, I think we're able to
when
hit it on
buried-
DPS
buried
heroes
underground.
a little bit more than some of the other ones.
pretty sick,
But
though.
as much as we can, we just want it
Yeah.
to be fun to
I
hit the
like
buttons.
it. It's
You know,
new.
like, move around a space and just kind of have like some
Overwatch is
joy
becoming
there. Adventure
really interesting
is-
with these
is one
abilities,
of
dude.
those heroes where they just are fun to hit the buttons with.
This here is gonna be a
And
support
you
item.
know, to expand on that point, when I was a
is
playtesting
that a tank
venture,
leak there?
I was
Yeah,
literally
think so.
just keep hitting the button
Under,
to borrow in and out without any reason. But it was a feeling so snappy. Just a big shout out to our animation and FX team to make this happen.
What is that, just
This
Ramatra?
was felt good.
Now we didn't show the ult. We're holding that till season 10 until we fully reveal the hero. So there's more to come.
Okay.
These are just some
Fun.
of the things that the team is working on. There's so much more. I
think Venture is gonna be a ton of fun to play.
We'll like have a lot more things to talk to you about, a lot more things to reveal than we could have just fit here within 45 minutes.
I want to say that improving the overall play experience is really important to us. And this goes beyond just game modes and new
When did
heroes,
that start?
but also how everyone engages
Capital
with the
D
game's
color.
meta systems.
I'm kidding.
So one last thing I want to mention that I know people are really interested in is a set of changes and updates to the Battle Pass.
Battle Pass.
An initiative we're working on for next year is a redesign of the Battle Pass. And we're deep in the process of working through this, which means we aren't ready yet to go through the details. But I want to give you a small glimpse of what we're thinking.
Okay.
One goal is to offer players more agency when it comes to the Mythic Skin reward.
Mythic skin
Let me
reward.
talk through a couple of specific cases. Players progressing through the Premium Battle Pass today are able to unlock the latest Mythic Skin each season.
Yeah, but what about
But
previous
what if you
seasons?
don't play the hero with that Mythic Skin? It's going to make the Battle Pass a little less exciting to you. In a different case, you miss the chance to get Cyber Demon Genji
Cool.
because you weren't around to play that first season.
Cool.
What we want to do is to address both of these scenarios by giving you the option
Pick
to
the mythic.
earn any single mythic skin we've ever released when you play through the Premium Battle Pass.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That's great, but how?
But beyond this, we're aiming to make play in Overwatch 2 more rewarding with a total set of changes to the Battle Pass. We'll have more to share on that next year.
Okay.
Some of what we presented may change between now and release, but we wanted to be as open as possible on what we're developing, planning, or even thinking about. And
Okay.
this doesn't even touch on the longer-term franchise plan, but that's really a discussion for another day. Finally,
Wait,
I
what's the
want
plan?
to say that everyone here represents hundreds of employees on our team.
What's the long-term
who care
franchise
so
plan?
much about this game and this work.
Hey.
And we can't wait to
Hey,
release
wait
it
a
all.
minute.
Thank you, BlizzCon.
Come on, we don't mind sharing that, please. Come on, Walter.
Yeah,
Overwatch 3.
I'll add on to that really quick. This team is made of like so many talented, amazing people, and this is just a small glimpse of everything that we're working on, and even a glimpse of things that we didn't talk about today, like an image of a Peru map that's coming in the future that we also started this presentation off with. And there was,
Peru map?
I'm sure people will talk about it online in the next few days, some other Easter eggs in this presentation that kind of give hints at some of the things that are coming next year as well. So thank you
Everybody's gonna
everyone so
0.25
much,
this.
and we'll see you on the streets of Hanaoka.
Good presentation.